Hello everyone, this is Leah from Kali, and this is a brief tutorial on using suggestions in Hootsuite for your social media marketing. Suggestions is a really great way you can stay on top of the topics that you want to know about and also broadcast those topics to your audiences. It's kind of like an auto scheduler, and it operates just at a touch of your finger or the click of a button. I should note that we're going to be taking a look at the dashboard, but suggestions also comes in an app form. Just go ahead and search in your favorite app store, Hootsuite, and then suggestions. So everything you're going to see today can actually be done on a mobile device. Alright, so let's go ahead and log into Hootsuite. If you haven't actually created an account for Hootsuite, see our other videos and resources for how to do that. We're going to go to our dashboard. And you'll see that on my dashboard I have quite a few accounts connected, including our Kali account, and that includes Kali Twitter and Facebook, as well as some other personal accounts that I have as well. Now the area we're looking for is Publisher, and then you're going to scroll on down to Suggestions. But before we do that, take a look at my scheduled list, and you can see that I have plenty of content that's scheduled for the next few days to post. So if I go to Suggestions, this is kind of where I'm doing all of that from. Some of the posts and the schedules are authentic, but others I am grabbing from suggestions that Hootsuite is giving me. So if we scroll on down to what's coming up in the future, Suggestions gives you articles that have been written, links that might be relevant to the topics that you have plugged in. And then you can actually go ahead and schedule those. You can also choose to replace them towards the right as well if you think that they're not, accurate enough, or you think that it's not something you want to share with folks. Now, in order to plug in those topics, because those topics actually drive what is being presented to you, you go into Settings up at the top right-hand corner, and you plug in the topics that you want to keep an eye out for. Now, maybe, your topics actually have to do with something else. Maybe it's psychology, or you want to look up topics on philosophy. But you can also plug in names. So if you wanted to plug in a name like Foucault or a name like, St. Thomas Aquinas, you can do that in here as well. And Hootsuite's going to search all over the Twitter sphere and everywhere else for relevant links that have been shared on these topics and present them to you. The second thing you have to do is connect those accounts. So if you just hover in this area, you're able to pick up on those accounts that you've already plugged into Hootsuite. So in my case, I'm just using Twitter, but if you wanted to stay more active on Facebook or more active in some of your other spaces like LinkedIn, connect those as well to Hootsuite. Now, I have so many accounts, and I'm allowed to, because I have a pro account through Hootsuite that I'm paying $6 a month for, which I think is well worth it for programs. And if you have a lot of accounts that you've gone over your Hootsuite freebie limit, which I think is just 3 accounts, may be well worth it for you to pay the $6 a month out of that departmental budget in order to manage all of those accounts through one space. Okay? Check out some of our other tutorials and resources for that info. And then from here, just go ahead and click Save once you've changed what you have to change. And then when you've saved it, go ahead and click Close. So now we're going to go back to that Suggestions area, and we're going to scroll on down and just see how this works. So Hootsuite is presenting me with this body of content based on the key terms that I've plugged in. And you can go ahead and open up some of these, right? So we don't want to share anything that we really haven't read ourselves, maybe, or maybe you do. I mean, you could if you want to. And maybe it's this one. I'm interested in seeing what exactly are these 4 tips for creating unique value or something. I would right-click, in my case, and open in a new tab, or you could just click on it to open and it automatically opens in a new tab to actually read the article. And so that's good to take a look at, and that's how you read the article, using the links right underneath the post titles. There is also an edit button to the right where if you didn't necessarily want to schedule at a particular time, you wanted to schedule it at a different time, you could use this edit feature in order to do that. And then this always opens up at the top, unfortunately, so just click in the middle to get rid of that and get out of that. Now, some of these you may want to schedule, right? So we may say, okay, in our case, we are interested in taking a look at some excellent back-to-school visuals and posters. Sometimes you get really great articles, other times not so much, and I'll show you how you can replace those, right? So you can select some of the things that you want to share, and maybe this one down at the bottom, right? We would select those, and I think this PBS one looks pretty interesting too, and then just go ahead and click schedule up at the top. Now, if you want to go ahead and replace what is there, because maybe it's not so relevant, this is cool. It will actually go ahead and replace, or sorry, you have to select these, the ones that you don't want to post, and it's going to go back into its bank and replace those posts that aren't relevant to you with things that are. So now I can say, okay, you know what, this is interesting, this one and this one right here. So now let's go ahead and schedule these. And you kind of just work through the list. Word of caution, you only have so many schedules within a week. So I think it's like, I don't know, 10 to 20 schedules until Hootsuite says to you, look, you've done too much scheduling. And it's the same thing for the apps as well. So check out those apps. I think that it's an easier way to schedule, especially if you do it at the beginning of the week and you kind of get into the mindset of, okay, let's do the social media right now. These really help you, suggestions really help you to fill in the rest of your week with engagement. All right, good luck with your social media management.